Welcome to week 1 of our strict handstand push-up progressions. So we're going to cover 2 things today. All right, first is hand placement. Second is just making sure we've got some foundational strength before we even begin pressing. So we won't be doing any pressing today. Before getting into any handstand work, we need to warm up a little bit. So we need to warm up our wrists and forearms and shoulders. So a couple of things you can do, follow just a general shoulder warm up, right? So loosening up the upper body, etc. Now, if you don't have the mobility, you do need to loosen up the middle of your back, so your thoracic. So grab the peanut trigger ball, lie down on the ground, put that in the middle of your back, give yourself a big hug, get your arms above your head, roll around, and that'll help loosen up. Otherwise, something simple you can do, pop both hands on the wall, pop both hands on the wall in your handstand position and drive your shoulders, your head between your shoulders and try and loosen up that upper body. As well as that, roll your wrists around in circles, stretch out your forearms in both directions. Right, spend about 5 minutes loosening everything up before you get into our handstand work today. So first step is making sure we get our hands into the right position. If our hands are too wide, too close, too far away, it's going to be very hard to press in a strong position. Now, this is just a standard. You can you can move this around a little bit, but I wouldn't move it too much. So I've got an ab mat here just to give me a point of reference. So my first point of reference is going to be knuckles in line with the edge of the ab mat. Right, so that's going to be here. Right, that's going to give me a good position. So when we do progress into our pressing in the coming weeks, you'll be in the correct position to press. The next is how wide we go. That's going to differ depending on your shoulders. So we want to be just outside shoulders. Yes, it may be easier and shorten the range of motion to go right out here, but unfortunately we don't train out there to be able to progress our handstand. So if we're going too wide, we can do all the strict pressing and all the barbell work and dumbbell work to improve our press, but unfortunately it's not going to carry across as easy. So make sure you're just outside your shoulders. So about a hand width outside your shoulders is going to be a perfect position. All right, so if I kick up here, so you can see hands are just outside my shoulders, knuckles are in line with about that edge of that ab mat, and that's going to be my perfect position there. Once you're comfortable with your hand position, what we're going to do is test a baseline strength. So it's going to be really simple. We're going to go a 10-minute EMOM, right? You're going to go 20 seconds on, 40 seconds rest, right? So you're going to hold a handstand for 20 seconds and then you're going to get a 40 seconds rest. So you get plenty of rest there. Now, if you don't complete this EMOM, I would suggest repeating it, not every day, but every couple of days, trying to build that foundational strength of wrist strength, forearm, and shoulder strength to maintain a good handstand position before you progress on to actual pressing, right? So a couple of things with our position. Make sure we've got those hands set. We also want to make sure our belly is on, so we're not arched through our back, and our feet are going to be together when they're against the wall. The only thing that should be touching is our feet, not our butt. Right, so a good handstand position is going to be alright, so as I said, feet are together, hands are where they're meant to be, belly is on, and the only thing touching the wall is my feet. My eyes are also looking forward. Alright, yes, we are holding, but we're trying to progress towards a handstand push-up, so we want the eyes forward. That way, when we do progress, we're going to be touching the top of our head. Right, so that's your first step this week, guys. Complete that 10-minute EMOM. If you don't, that's fine. I want you to practice it a couple of times. Just give yourself a few days rest in between. And then we can progress on to week 2 next week.